Ranking The Rock's 7 greatest WWE feuds ahead of WrestleMania 40 tag match. I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Please subscribe to the channel. The Rock has been a huge asset to the already exciting broadcast product since joining WWE again at the beginning of the year, putting on some of his best wrestling performances in decades. His once stagnant act has been revitalized by the heel turn, and he now has a ton of new material to work with in his intense rivalry with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins as they prepare for WrestleMania 40. There he will return to the squared ring for his first formal, extended combat in more than 10 years when he teams up with Roman Reigns to take on Rhodes and Rollins in tag team action that will have a significant impact on the undisputed WWE Universal Championship main event on Night 2. Though what the Great One's plans are beyond the show of shows is still unknown, a long-term plot involving Reigns that ends with a one-on-one match at the next year's event may prove to be something remarkable. It will be some time before his rivalry with Rhodes and Rollins reaches the same heights as the following legendary feuds from Rock's legendary career, but his recent run-ins with them have generated a few memorable moments. In the early 2000s, Kurt Angle and The Rock were the ideal antithesis of one another. The Olympian substance and the Great One's style made for an incredible combination in the ring and on the mic. When Rock defeated Angle to win the WWE Championship at No Way Out 2001, many consider that to be their best match. While the main purpose of Rock's most recent comeback run, which spanned 2011 to 2013, was to pass the torch to John Cena in the end, even though the Cenation leader was already a made man by then. But more on that later. He also collaborated with a few new artists along the road, most notably CM Punk. Although their spat was brief, everything about it, from Punk's unexpected attack on Rock at WWE Raw 1000 to repeatedly berating him on the mic, was excellent, including their compelling back-to-back battles. After interrupting Rock on his WWE debut, Chris Jericho and Rock were inextricably linked, especially in the last few months of 2001 and the first few months of 2002. Their on-air banter was lively, and their run of pay-per-view bouts was equally engaging, although Jericho wasn't a main event regular in the early years of his WWE career. Rock went above and beyond to give him the impression that he was by putting him over when it counted. In the absence of the Nation of Domination, Rocky Maivia might not have developed into the well-known megastar he is today, and might have faded away in the WWE. Soon after entering, he struggled to establish himself as a babyface, thus he needed to turn heel. Getting into the stable headed by Farouk gave him that chance, but his rapid advancement soon led to his taking on a leadership role. After Rock banished Farouk from his own faction, right after WrestleMania 14, the two engaged in a feud for the Intercontinental Championship in the weeks that followed. At Over the Edge 1998, Rock defeated him to win the title once and for all, settling their score. Although the contest itself was short-lived, it was crucial to the Great One's advancement. Farouk was a suitable mentor for Rock during his first trip to the top due to his abundance of knowledge and expertise. During this time, Rock also developed the persona that would propel him to the top, and Farouk had as much of an impact as anyone in making sure it took off. In the early months of 1998, during the Great One's rivalry with Ken Shamrock for the Intercontinental Championship, Rock and Farouk remained a cohesive unit within the Nation of Domination. Even though both men were fresh to the wrestling world, this conflict was a great illustration of how working with one other might help both of them. As previously mentioned, Rock had not been in the WWE for very long, and Shamrock had joined the company less than a year prior from the UFC. Rock was dominating as the Intercontinental Champion, but Shamrock presented him with his hardest and most credible opponent to date. It was a straightforward tale in which Rock made every effort to stay out of his opponents. Throughout the year, they had a number of entertaining matches because of this dynamic, with Rock usually coming out on top. when Shamrock defeated Rock to become the 1998 King of the Ring. That was the one time he managed to pull one over on him. A fine way for them to finally put the hatchet away, in kayfabe of course, was for Rock to virtually induct Shamrock into the TNA Hall of Fame in 2020. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.